Hello, friends. It's John Klein III with Shadow and Flame of Magic, the podcast, episode 36. And today we are going to review All New X-Men 23, Trial of Jean Grey, part 3 of 5. So let's get to it. And once again, thank you to Francisco for providing the theme song to the podcast. Really appreciate it. And we are back to comics after reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Volume 3 with Walker D. World last week. So thank you to him again. And today we are going to do All New X-Men 23, Trial of Jean Grey. Let's flip to the handy recap page. This came out in April of 2014. It's written by Brian Michael Bendis, penciler Stuart Immerman, inker Wade Von Grawbadger, colorist Marte Garcia, letterer VC's Corey Pettit. And that team pretty much brought us the cover. Assistant editor Xander Jaraway, associate editor Jordan D. White, editor Nick Lowe, editor-in-chief Alex Alonso, chief creative officer Joe Quesada, publisher Dan Buckley, and executive producer Alan Fine. Born with genetic mutations that give them abilities beyond those of normal humans, mutants are the next stage in evolution. As such, they are feared and hated by humanity, but a group of mutants known as the X-Men fight for peaceful coexistence between mutants and humankind, but not all the mutants see peaceful coexistence as a reality. All New X-Men. The X-Men, a group of genetically mutated superheroes, have saved the world and fought for peaceful coexistence between mutants and humans for years. But when the first X-Men traveled from the past to the present, the world of the X-Men was turned upside down. These original 5 X-Men, Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, Beast, and Jean Grey, decided to stay in the present to try and fix what their older selves couldn't. With new teammate X-23 and led by Professor Kitty Pryde, the all-new X-Men live at the new Xavier School for the Gifted. When the news got out that Jean Grey was alive and well and living on Earth, the leaders of the alien Shi'ar Empire sent a team to abduct Jean and make her stand trial for the actions of her future self, when Jean was bound with Phoenix Force. Arriving on the scene too late to stop the invading Shi'ar from kidnapping Jean, the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to help the all-new X-Men get their teammate back. And that is where we left off. It summarizes more all-new X-Men Part 1 instead of Guardians Part 1, but we're just here for the X-Men, so I think we're all right. We open up with Scott waking up. Jean's asking him a question. I read your note, Scott. Do you mean what you said? Do you really love me? Why didn't you tell me sooner? And Scott's, he's waking up. I don't know. You don't know what? Good Lord! And he wakes up with quite alert, and we see all the people. Drax is standing. Rocket is checking on Scott. Professor Pryde is sitting on the same bed as them. X-23 is in the back. Gamora is standing next to Professor Pryde. Iceman is just hanging out. Groot is behind him. He has a lot of like flashy lights on. Angel is next to them. Hank is in the foreground, as is Angela. And Star-Lord is coming into the room. And Rocket's like, hey, you're the one who was about to pucker up on me, kid. What? What? Who? What is... And Kitty's, you might want to take a second and brace yourself, Mr. Summers. Things took a turn for the surreal. And Gamora, who's holding a staff, is just ready. And this is like her, mostly silver uniform, which if you know about her skin in Fortnite, it's pretty much that skin. We're the Guardians. We're here to help. And Bobby's like, yeah, we're on a spaceship, and that is a talking raccoon. Oh, I am Groot. And the tree talks too, kinda. And Hank pipes up, and if the streets were not so dire, this would be the greatest day of my life. Which is just a fun way to work in Dire Straits. Great band. Been a fan pretty much since I heard Romeo and Juliet in the Empire Records soundtrack, or the movie. and then bought the soundtrack. That song's not on there. You have to buy it yourself. And then West Wing had the Brothers in Arms song. And I know they have a bigger hit too, but that one's escaping me. But those would be my two favorites of those. Angel's like, did we mention that the tree talks? And we are in outer space. And Quill's, and it's a double page splash, but or half splash across the 2 pages. How about everyone take a seat and buckle up? Earth's orbit is nothing but clutter. Things sometimes get bumpy. And Hank's, I'm sorry, are you saying we've already made it into orbit? You're just going to nerd out on me the whole time, aren't you, kid? Most probably. And Scott's making his way to the flight deck. Where are we going? Settle down, Mr. Summers. We're friends, and we're here to help. Where is Jean Grey? She's grown, drawn here, and not like quite like a teenager, but he is intense right now. And so we got back to our recap page. There's an ad here for the Saturday or Sunday morning Marvel Universe on Disney XD of Avengers Assemble. Bring on the bad guys with the Red Skull and the Cabal. And I guess it's just the one thing. Oh yeah, and then Amazing Ultimate Spider-Man's out, and then Avengers Assemble, which we already know. And we cut over to Jean, who's in a giant clear bubble, or a bubble, I suppose. She's like, Scott, I don't understand what this is. My name is Jean Grey. I don't know who you think I am, or I don't know where you're taking me, but I demand someone explain exactly where. Oh my God, just tell me where you're taking me. Why can't I hear your thoughts? Maybe I just haven't tried hard enough. And she's clearly on a Shi'ar ship. That won't be necessary, Jean Grey. As we turn the page, and we pretty much echo the opening page of this issue with a double page half page splash that crosses the 2 pages, and we see Gladiator pointing at her. Your mutant powers will not work here. Neither your telekinesis nor your telepathic abilities. We've seen to that. My name is Karg. I am the Magister of the Shi'ar and chosen Praetor of the Imperial Guard. Your human friends know me as Gladiator. We have not chosen to make sure that the laws of the Shi'ar Empire are obeyed across the entire galaxy. Take her away. You pretty much see all the Imperial Guard and other Shi'ar members. Um, oh man, I cannot name you. Can't even name one. Oh, wait, who's the? Oh yeah, Atom Smasher, or is it just Smasher? He's the guy with the big bird. Oh yeah, the green robot guy, the green little buddy. I had him as a toy. There's a pink guy with a fish fin. Yeah, these are the people I know. What do you want from me? Your questions be answered in time. No, no, you have to tell me. You have to tell me why I'm here. You are here to answer for your crimes. I don't know what you're talking about. That means little. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't have the right to do this. You let me go. You let me go, or so help me God. And then she just screams as the room turns white. There's the ads for Marvel Comics coming out. All new Daredevil #1. Deadpool enters the all new Marvel now. Beware the Iron Nail. Rick Remender introduces the villain who will alter the path of Captain America forever. I don't remember that person. The Punisher. What would Frank do? Which earlier today they announced that Ray Stevenson of Punisher War Journal passed away. They say it was like 58, 56, way too young. And apparently he was the Punisher in Superhero Squad, which is pretty fun. And he also was Volkstag in the Thor movies, amongst, other things. And Peacock has it's not War Journal, it's War something. But it's on Peacock apparently, so I do want to try to watch that soon. Just, you know, sad day for Punisher fans and, Ray Stevenson fans altogether. And so then Jean looks like she's being teleported down into an abyss, and she's just screaming, oh God. And then she lets a little profanity out, but it's symbols, so I don't know what that word could be. Outskirts of the Shi'ar Empire. And Professor Pride's like, I don't believe this. Frankly, I blame myself. And Bobby's like, you blame yourself? How, Professor K? I didn't see this coming. And Angel's like, you didn't see aliens from another planet coming to Earth to kidnap Jeannie and put her on trial for crimes she didn't commit? Yet, says Rocket. Crimes that we didn't even know she did or was capable of yet. Shut up. And Pride's like, yeah. And Quill comes in. I know we don't know each other that well, Miss Pride. That's gonna change. But I think you're being just a teeny bit hard on yourself. I'm in charge of these kids, Mr. Quill. No, I get that. And Rocket pipes up. Why are you attacking kids even here again? And Bobby's like, you offered us a ride. Bases. He means here in the time period. I know, I just like talking to the talking raccoon. It makes me feel like a Disney princess. And Hank's like, um, we're here because princess? Which I don't get. Oh, maybe he was about to start a thought, but then he got distracted by Bobby's princess line, which is fun for the reveal later. And Bobby's like, what? I make a better princess than you. And we hear Scott say, it's all a lie. We're here because someone told us there was going to be a mutant genocide or apocalypse and that we should come and stop it, but it was all a lie. And Angela comes into the room. What is a mutant? And Hank saw. We are all mutants, Miss Angela. On Earth, those of us born with different genetics than the rest of the human race. And Rocket pipes up, I'm already bored of the answer. And Drax says, be nice to our young warriors, Rocket. They are our guests. Then they should stop calling me a crew-attacking raccoon. And he breaks his fork. And Bobby's like, are you not a R word? And Hank's like, not a raccoon. Well, this isn't the most fascinating. And then you just hear boom. And everyone's just like hovering in um, anti-gravity. And Bobby lets out a yika hootie. Like, okay. We see Quill in the cockpit. He's like, I thought I told you to keep the ship in cloak. I did keep the ship in cloak, Hairless. What kind of Kortaki Flaknar do you take me for? Which now we've read two Guardians comics, and pretty sure he just keeps rotating Kurtaking and Flaknard, but maybe that's just his favorite words at the moment. And Hank is coming in. What's wrong happening? The Shi'ar found us. How will they know we were? And Quill's like, if we were smart enough to track you down, they're smart enough to track us down. Hold on. He's like, battle stations. Where? There's no seatbelts. Just hold on. And everyone's just floating around, which is weird because they say there's no seatbelts now, but Quill earlier told them to buckle up, so maybe he just meant brace yourself. And so they're trying to get away from the giant ship, and the ship's like, I don't know, 20 times bigger than the um Milano, I think is the name of the Guardian ship. And Angela's like, can you get the ship closer? Drax is like, talk to the captain. Guardians of the Galaxy, how may we help you? And then the Shi'ard's like, what's he saying? He's attempting an Oscar-sphere of biped humor. Tell him to, we accept your surrender. We do not understand. Well, I am acquired taste. Definitely Shi'ar, humorless turtox. We can hear you. I know. And so the people in the cockpit are fine, but everyone else seems like they're floating around still. Oh yeah, Groot. And Bobby's like, okay, this is not as fun as I thought it was going to be. And the talking tree's really starting to freak me out. And X-23 is saying, agreed. And Warren's just trying to hang on to whatever he can. Because you think if he flap his wings, he'd be fine with just like maintaining balance in the air. And Angela's like, Quill, can you get closer? And Hank's like, closer? Sure, why not? Groot, will you accompany me to battle? I am Groot. And Scott's like, what can we do? Stand down, children. I am Groot. And Gamora's like, Quill, you're too close. I don't know how to do this, Gamora. I've been dodging Shi'ar fire since before I had, and it looks like the Milano like crashes into the Shi'ar ship. And just explosions everywhere. And Professor Pride says, "I hate space. I've had very bad luck in space," which is yeah, like the Brood Saga is one famous one. Her being stuck in the bullet's another famous story. Like, I'm trying to think, does he have other space adventures? I want to say that's pretty much it. Like Excalibur never went to space, right? Interdimension, sure, but I don't think space. The biggest creators, the best characters, the all new Marvel Now, Mark Waid and Samney are gonna bring us Daredevil. So two ads for Daredevil, which is pretty nice. And then we back in Jean Grey being interviewed by the Oracle, who's a Imperial Guard. Jean Grey, wake up. Ah, good morn. Who who oh my god, who are you? My name is Oracle. I am a minder as well. A minder? Oh yes, as you call it, a telepath. Where am I? You have been transported to the Shi'ar homeworld. Speaking your colloquialisms, you are under arrest and you are to be brought before a tribunal. Let me out! Let me out of here! Jean, what do you know of the Phoenix? You were shown your legacy when you arrived in this time, yes? I was shown my future. Did you understand it? And then we get a double page splash of just Jean being shown all of her Phoenix related memories, which is essentially Dark Phoenix. Jean sacrificing herself on the moon with like adult Scott like falling to the side. Um, See her Phoenix burning up with a man watching, which I don't know who this guy could be. Um, there's some great colorings too of like green or Jean Owen green with her brilliant red hair, just like um, seeming brighter than usual. I was shown my entire life in a burst. Your entire life in one moment? I can't imagine you were able to fully comprehend the experience. What do you think? What am I being accused of? What have I done? You murdered a planet. And then Jean cries. No, I haven't. Look inside yourself, Jean Grey. Jean gets quiet. There's an ad here for Mike Carey's and Salvador Lorca's X-Men No More Mutants, or I'm sorry, No More Humans, which was a pretty fun little graphic novel. Um, Interesting. You have no first-hand memory of your time or actions as the Phoenix, none at all. How could I would never. Wait, were you just inside my mind? You know I'm innocent. You have to tell them. What is part of your day of judgment will be for? What if you know it wasn't me? If you know I didn't? I like talking to an earth psychic of such raw emotion. You have such love in your heart, and for so many, so raw, so stop it! A word of advice, young earther, watch your temper. And I guess we see her like slicking to the shadows. You're not helping yourself. And then Jean's back in her spear all by herself. And an ad here for Smith and Moore on the all new Ghost Rider. This probably is the Robbie one. Oh yeah, I see the car now. So now we're back in space. Angela, Drax, and Groot are just out there, right, throwing light weapons into the Shi'ar ship. Gamora's back inside the Milano. Well, take your ship out and away. I'll signal when to come get us. And give them a clear target? Hell no. And Warren's like, I hate this. And Bobby's like, I don't love it either. So that's how you use that? That's not how you use that. And we see Scott's putting out the fires using an extinguisher, but I guess he's not doing it right. Excuse me, it's my first time in space. Oh, this is my first space fire. And Gamora has now put on her helmet for the spacewalk. You make sure nothing gets on the ship, and X-23 says, I want to go with you. I want to fight. Oh, I like you. You stay here. And Rocket's talking to Hank and Quill. By the way, when this is over, I'm going to propose to that Angela. And not because she doesn't know how to dress for battle, but because, wait, what is that? And Hank's like, is that another ship? And we hear over the intercom, hey, Quill, Why don't you tell your buddies there to get the hell out of the way and we'll see if we can't warp up for you. Is that who I think it is? And he's like, who is it? And Quill's like, Angela Drax, baby, get back here. And we see the Starjammers. Um, of course, it's Corsair, Hespeza, Raza, the big alien dude with the little bird buddy, pack along friend, and then some other guy I don't recognize. This is the guy Rachel was dating for a little bit. You hear a blam, and Quill's like, Summers, I thought you were dead. And you see C. Scott's like head, like, you know, get curious. And Kosar is like, I thought the same about you guys. I swear to God, I was just talking about this yesterday. I bet Raza has swore that you never make it out of the baboon homeworld. He did. Oh, you heard that? Everyone heard about it, pirate. And Scott's like, Summers, why do you call him Summers? And Crow's like, oh, hey, so what kind of trouble are you into now? Because if I was tearing this Shiar new one, I think I can arrange. Hey, Summers, I think there's someone here who wants to say hi. This is Major Christopher Summers, USAF. Who am I talking to? To be continued, which is a pretty fun, like, because I know when Cyclops gets his own solo series, um, it's pretty much just daddy time, so that's pretty fun to see where this gets started. Next issue, Fall of the Trial of Jean Grey and Guardians of the Galaxy 12. And so yeah, this is part three. Oh yeah, so this is part three, and then Guardians 12, all new 24, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 13. So that should be 6 boxes, but the cover clearly says 3 of 5. So that's curious. Um, I don't know, since we have the caption page, we don't really get a title page on these things anymore. So I wonder how people, well, no, they probably just refer to it as the issue number, right? Probably. And that was All New X-Men 23, part Trial of Jean Grey, part 3 of 5, or possibly 6. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening along. If you wouldn't mind subscribing and liking the podcast on whatever channel you prefer, we really help the podcast grow. Next week we will be doing Guardians 11. No, I'm sorry, Guardians 12. And we'll see you then. If you want to follow the podcast on Twitter or Instagram, you can follow it at SNFWM. If you want to follow me on Facebook, oh, nope. Well, I mean, Facebook, you just look up John Fine Third if you want. It's I don't I only use Facebook to go with the turtle soup pretty much. But if you want to go to Twitter or YouTube, you can follow me there at Jackal SIII. I would not mind some more subscribers. Fortnite's having some. Oh, I just bought the half shell glider. So if Ninja Turtles ever show up, I could at least have a turtle glider. That'd be pretty fun. And they're having these like school, like anime school uniforms for both male skins and female skins. And if I can make myself a Captain K Pride, which looks like I should be able to, I am gonna just buy one of those skins. So I'm super looking forward to that. Miles Morales and Spider-Man 2099 are coming to the store tomorrow, actually, or today, depending on when you're listening. Um, and uh, And you can follow the blog at shadowandflamesmagic.com. And so thank you again for listening. We'll see, and I'll talk to you next time. All right, everyone. Bye.